Of course, the interesting part about this fight is what adjustments were made between fight one and fight two. 25 minutes in the cage with each other. It's very interesting. Now, I think that's going to favor Tyron Woodley, to be honest with you. Wonderboy is such a unique fighter with his karate-based style and just the way he moves and the things that he does. I think Tyron Woodley handled it well the first time around. In fact, I actually scored that fight for him, and I picked him the first time around. I'm going to stick with that pick this time as well. I think he might use a little bit more of his wrestling game plan this time than he did the last time out, but I think the fact that he has a better understanding of the movement and the pace and the things that Wonderboy does in the cage is going to bode well for Tyron Woodley, and I think he's going to retain his welterweight title in another classic fight between these two.
Rematches are always tough to predict, and while I went with Stephen Thompson in the first fight, I am going with Tyron Woodley in the rematch at UFC 209. I just think he's going to be able to figure out the puzzle a little bit better this time and get a more decisive, dominant victory. I don't know if he's going to be able to stop Thompson once again, but I do think he's going to be able to edge out a decision and retain his title for the second time.
Last time out, I predicted Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, so I'm going to stick with that pick. I'm going to go with him again this time round. I think he'll make the adjustments. I think he knows he needs to pull the trigger a little bit more, and I think with his footwork, his movement, and the fact that Woodley, I think the pressure is on him to push forward. I think that will go straight into the wheelhouse of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who will catch him coming in and finish him inside 3 rounds by TKO stoppage.
I think the patience is going to be a big factor in this fight. I think in the later rounds, Woodley is going to try to wait for the right opportunity, take Thompson down, and actually finish this fight by TKO. That's only if he can, stop the movement and pressure him. Thompson could finish this job if Woodley is reckless, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to go for Tyron Woodley in the later rounds by TKO.
I think we look at the first fight, UFC 205. Stephen only weighed 178 pounds going into the cage on fight night. That's very, very, very light, and probably the lightest Stephen has been in his career. He told me that, and he also told me he believes the psychological advantage, because Tyron couldn't put him away in that 4th round, could really, really work in his favour. He feels buoyed by that. I think the kicks are going to be a lot more technical and precise than they were in that fight. Obviously, Tyron's dangerous coming forward when he charges with that explosiveness and with his hands. We saw that against Robbie Lawler. But if we look at the fight as a whole, I just think Stephen has more tools. If he can get them off as technically as we have seen him do in the past, I think it's his fight. I'm gonna see it going to the 4th, 5th rounds. Maybe a late finish for Wonderboy, but I see him getting the title on Saturday night in Las Vegas.